what happens when three thieves go to a house that belonged to a serial killer, and what that serial killer does to them. You will get to see in this movie. So the story starts and we are shown that Antonio and his wife are having breakfast. And at the same time we are shown three thieves named Ariana, Stefano, and Roboto who have planned to loot that house, because Roboto had received a contract to loot that house and was told that there is a lot of jewelry. Hearing this, excited Ariana says that we should go in now. However, Roboto suggests that we should wait a bit longer, as they haven't slept yet. Then, all of them proceed to the house for the theft. Upon arrival, they manage to disable the camera there. They begin searching throughout the house to discover in which room the jeweler might be in, but they find no clues anywhere. Ariana and Stefano suggest that it's time to leave, as there's nothing to be found here. Yet, Roboto insists that the person who provided the contract wouldn't lie, and he leaves in frustration and holds Antonio on gunpoint confronting him, and demands that he reveal the secret of the jewelry, threatening to kill him if he doesn't comply. Antonio insists there is no jewelry here, but Roboto aims a gun at Antonio's wife, threatening her life. Antonio, realizing the danger, and agrees to cooperate and asks Roboto to follow him. He leads them to a location and explains that this is the lab where the jewelry is. As they peer inside, they see numerous jeweler pieces scattered around. Antonio suggests they might want to enter, but Roboto dismisses his words as nonsense, and the three of them proceed to tie Antonio and his wife right there, and all three of them go inside and start to collect as much jewelry as possible. But at the same time the basement door closes. And Antonio says let's start the game now, on which both of them somehow free themselves, and Antonio goes to another room and removes a painting where he had installed a CCTV camera, and he tells them that don't be afraid, I will not call the police, because if I had to call them I would have done it already, and here the girl says that please leave me. I made a mistake. However, Antonio reveals it is not as simple as you think. He says, you've come here, so I know a lot about you, and your name is Ariana. Then, he shares some things that make them realize they were brought here, rather than coming by their own choice. Meanwhile, a policeman arrives at their house, asking if they've seen this car here before. He notes nothing suspicious but spots a mask, to which Antonio's wife says it is my grandson's. The policeman then leaves. At this point, Antonio approaches one of the men, whose name is Stefano. He asks him if he will be able to forgive the other two, and then he tells him that your girlfriend Ariana had physical relations with Roboto without your consent. To which Roboto says you are lying, I don't believe you. But as soon as Antonio is away from the camera, Stefano asks Ariana if this is true. She shares he forced himself on me. Roboto was on drugs, and because of this he is not able to understand anything. But Stefano, in a fit of anger, grabs Roboto's neck, and a fierce fight breaks out between them. Meanwhile, Roboto, filled with rage, points a gun at Stefano. Simultaneously, Stefano tries to persuade him to stop. As soon as he sees an opportunity, he attempts to shoot him with his gun, but unfortunately, there were no bullets in the gun. At this moment, Roboto shoots him. Then, the old man turns to them and says, what have you done? You've killed a man. Roboto and Ariana are now terrified and frozen in fear. After this, the policeman returns to the house. Antonio forgets to turn off the CCTV mic, which provides them an opportunity to get noticed. They begin banging on the door to alert the police officer that they are locked in. Antonio told the officer that there's nothing inside, but he insists he wants to come in and have coffee with him. Antonio then takes him to his room, where they both enjoy coffee. During this time, he notices that Joanna has a mark on her hand, which only appears when someone is tied up, leading to the police inspector being suspicious that something unusual has happened here. While observing the mask on the table, Roboto suddenly falls onto the table, which makes the police inspector even more suspicious that there's something unusual going on. He approaches the wall and stands there pondering. Then he grows curious about what might be behind the painting. Upon removing the painting, he discovers a hidden room. He questions Antonio about the two individuals inside, to which Antonio replies that he shouldn't concern himself with it. However, the inspector insists that they must be taken out immediately. In anger, Joanna stabs him and kills him on the spot, because she didn't want their plan to fail, and at the same time Yuri is shown who is waiting for Roboto with another dealer. Now the scene goes back to Ariana, where she says that we will die here due to hunger and thirst. Roboto says, I don't want to die here, and he hits the walls. Then he feels the presence of a door in the wall, and when he opens the door he sees stairs, and they both start going down, and here Ariana finds a book. on reading which she comes to know that these people are doing this work not from today, but from a long time ago. And here they find a dead body. As soon as they go near it, a gas is released on them, due to which both of them faint, and when they wake up, they see that they are tied up and that old lady comes to them and asks them if they would like to eat food, on which they refuse, and here we are shown that Antonio is doing something with that dead body, and he shows at them that he altered the dead Boda's eyes. And it's here that it's revealed Antonio conducts experiments on humans. He mentions it will happen to them too, making them terrified. When Antonio was conducting the experiment, the lady undergoing it ends up dead. He then says that it doesn't matter because they still have 2 more. He begins performing the same experiment on Roboto as he did with the dead lady, extracting both of his eyes. Meanwhile, the same dealer named Yuri is shown attacked by the other dealer. Yuri is killed on the spot. The dealer gets up, kills Yuri, and begins his journey home from there. This person is none other than Antonio's son, and this was all a part of their plan. Now, the dealer arrives at his house and informs his mother that he got a little delayed. He explains to Ariana that this entire plan was theirs because his father was imprisoned by people like her. That is why they target people like her, and for everything that happened to them, he blames people like Ariana. During this conversation, Ariana secretly picks up a needle and manages to unlock the handcuffs on one of her hands. After this, Antonio begins to instruct his son on how to conduct experiment on Ariana. However, at that exact moment, Ariana unexpectedly stabs Antonio in the eye with the needle, causing Antonio to collapse right there. Seizing the opportunity, she attempts to flee from the scene. Despite this, Antonio's son quickly catches her. Meanwhile, Ariana, with some effort, manages to free herself completely and makes her escape from the place. And as soon as she is at the main gate, Joanna comes and knocks her unconscious. Now we are shown a scene where Joanna tells her son that your dad is no more, and now you will have to carry forward his legacy. Then they are shown conducting experiments on Ariana, and she dies in the process, marking the ending of the movie. Friends, if you like the explanation of this movie, then please like and share the video. And for the explanation of more such movies, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss the upcoming videos.